Do you feel the pressure to grow your business, but doing so feels a bit like drowning? Welcome to Slow Growth Business, the show for business owners and leaders to quiet the noise and lead your business to success, one day at a time, slow and steady. If you feel your business is running you and you're ready to run it, you've come to the right place. Now, here are your hosts, business coaches Jimmy DeGroot and me, Kyle Bullock.
Kyle did a very cruel thing to me. Right before we got to go on air and shoot this podcast, he creates this amazing idea, business idea. So I can't think about anything else. Let's talk about our idea. So, hey, folks, seriously, though, I mean, if you know a really good app developer, call us, let us know, email us. We're really interested. We want to know who can develop an app for us.
There you go.
So, it's not a game either. But
No.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Train Retail, a slow growth podcast. I'm Jimmy DeGroot. That's Kyle Bullock. And pardon our shenanigans here as we talk. Hope you're okay with it because we're real people and we're not sponsored by anybody. So we can act a fool if we want to. So anyway, but we are getting a lot. We're talking to a lot of clients and there is an overriding theme in a lot of the clients. And that is my business is chaos. And we're talking to them about spreadsheets and all that kind of stuff, but they really need help with just knocking the chaos. And for most of us that are retailers listening to this, retail is chaos, right? I don't know. So let's just chat about that a little bit today. Let's talk about what are your thoughts initially on this?
My take on chaos is that I would say for the good chunk of my career, it has felt like chaos. Going from one idea to the next where every day the to-do list feels forever long and it never stops. And I'd go home and I would feel very tired and stressed out because the to-do list never ceased.
Yeah, and then your wife asks you what you did today, and you're like, I don't even know where to start.
Yeah. You just glaze over.
Yeah.
And so many people we talk to, I think, feel that way. I don't feel that way much anymore. I'm not trying to use this to gloat. I do feel that way from time to time because we will develop an idea or we're going to try something new or rhythm's going to change if we do a site visit or something. And so it spurs on new things to work on.
Yeah.
But
obviously you've conquered it because you're sitting in a room all by yourself recording this right now and your store is operating.
Well, yeah. And, both of us have multiple businesses and obligations going on.
Yep.
And so something changed in me and some people got a hold of me and taught me how to get to that place of peace, of calm. And the most paradoxical lesson that comes to mind is that as you grow and as your enterprise gets larger and your business is expanding, you have to do less. You have to do infinitely less. So to get out of the chaos, you just have to stop and say, no. I'm not going to do X, Y, Z anymore. And I found no other way that works other than that. And when I say like aggressively paring back your life, I mean it. It's wild how much you have to pare back. And as you do, you get bigger and stronger and better. And when I'm stressed now, it's almost always as a result of me trying to do too many things at once.
Yeah.
And instead of just doing two things, and that's it.
I love this little exercise that you it's a brain exercise that you present to some of our clients, and that is we love analyzing the part of your business where you're completely wasting your time, by the way. And we find that people spend like 70 to 80% of their time on these things that are not even profitable. And then you ask this question, and here the golden question is, if you quit doing that, how long do you think it would take to recover the profits or the income from that by focusing on the top 20%? And people inevitably say, well, it'd probably be immediate or it'd be very short term, weeks or months at the most. That is a great question. And that's paring out the nonsense, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But people don't do that. That's what's weird.
It's tough. It's tough.
And,
Takes a
and why is
bold.
that? We can regale people with stories and we won't, but how many times we've done this exercise with people? Sit down on paper and I can show you the 80% of your time waste because
Mhm.
this 80% of your time is spent doing 20% of the revenue. We had one situation, I'll speak vaguely on it, but we had one situation where we showed this person 80 to 90% of you and your team's time is spent in this category of your business. And it produces not even 20%, like 15% or 20% of your revenue
Right,
overall.
right,
Okay.
right.
And we got to make some changes if you want to. And they
Of that problem.
are not for enough other people, the small, tiny group of people. They're the ones paying your bills.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there are some people coming in. I'm going to take care of these people. Yeah, but they're not. But it's not good business. It's bad marketing thing, and it's bizarre because there's
Mhm.
no logic in that at all.
Yeah.
The logic might be that it's a lost leader, and I can entertain that for about 2
Yeah,
seconds,
we
and
can
then
sell them something else.
sell them something else.
Yeah.
But they just did not. They were so upset with us that we were recommending just stop doing this other thing.
Yeah.
Why is that? I mean, we could tell many stories like that where people become very, very emotionally upset with the idea of ceasing operations in some way. I'm no longer going to do X, Y, or Z in my business. That because in that X, Y, or Z thing causes a lot of that chaos and stress. I don't want to give it up though, and they become very emotionally attached to it. Why is that, Jim?
Well, I don't know, but I mean, the sad end result is a going out of business sale or hanging up a closed for good shingle because you didn't operate your business in a profitable manner. Can't pay your bills. It's so it befuddles me as well. And in some very slight cases, in a few cases, if it's important to them for whatever reasons, their belief system or whatever, they just want to do that. They want to be that resource for the community for that, whatever that is. God bless them. Okay. But then push into that in a with a profitable mindset and figure out how you can turn that, you know. So so one of the ways to get rid of chaos or to alleviate chaos in your life is to eliminate the things that you do that either don't make you money or make you the least amount of money and take the most of your time, right?
Yeah,
That's one way then.
you just got to stop
You just got to
something,
stop. Yeah.
something, and
Well, and here's, I've always said this. If you don't stop, eventually you're going to stop. This little ticker in here stops someday, right? So it's either going to stop for you or you're going to stop it. And in some cases, when it's a catastrophic event and you got to close the store for a few days or weeks or whatever, it eventually works itself out. It figures itself out. Customers figure out the deal. Oh, they don't do that anymore. We're going to send them down the street for this. Or we do that, but here's the thing that I like that you teach, but we have a minimum, you know. I can't touch it for less than $75. All right? So unless it's $75 important to you, this isn't something we can repair here in the store or we won't repair or
yeah.
we won't do that. We won't do that cuz we can't. So there's other decisions there that you have to make. But yeah, stopping doing something that's not what about when it comes to chaos? I think another thing too is and this is we run into this a lot. Everybody feeling like they have to do everything all the time. And that's And that's when it comes to, like, if you're the owner of the store, well, I'm the top salesperson in the store, so I got to be out on that floor selling. I also got to do the bank reports, and I also got to do the inventory and blah, blah, blah. So they feel like they got to do everything. And they're unwilling to let go. I think that's another cause of chaos in our lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say this gently. I've been playing good cop all week with our clients, so I'm going to be good cop on the podcast this week.
Yeah.
Just got a soft heart this week.
Good.
So I'll say this gently, that if you could learn how to be successful at fill in the blank, whatever tasks you do, what are the chances that someone else could also learn to be successful?
Exactly.
What are the chances that someone could learn how to do what you do in that task and be better than you at it? Are you the only great salesperson out there? Or is there someone who's a better salesperson than you?
Yep.
Are you the best bookkeeper in all your area? There's nobody better than you at bookkeeping and sales. So you do both.
Yeah.
And while we're at it, you're the best marketer there could possibly be. So you take on that role as well. Are you really the best at all of those? Or is there somebody that could be trained to be better than you? Or is there somebody out there now who's better than you at any of those things?
Yep. Yeah. Love it.
As I cut down on the things that I do, and same with you, we were just talking about this previously to this starting this recording. As we come up with these ideas for expanding the business, growing it here, doing something different, one of the first things that we come together and say after we form the idea is, okay, who do we need? We need a developer. We need a marketing team. Because Jimmy and Kyle would make very mediocre to crummy developers and marketers because that is not our area of genius. Can I do it? Can you and I market? Yes. Of course
mediocre?
we can.
Sure.
Yeah. And do all the other things that we're doing? No. So, like, backing away as you quit things, some of those things you quit, someone's got to do. You got to still do the books. I want to find the best person to do it. Somebody asked us this morning in a call, and let's scratch at this for a minute. They go, I have a salesperson that came in to interview. They want a position here at the company, but they're going to ask for this much money. It was a big amount of money to this person. I just don't know if they're worth it. And so are they worth it? So we discussed some of our strategies for understanding how to pay and when to do it.
Yeah. And
we get that question fairly often, right?
Yeah.
I want to flip that around for a second, if I can, as opposed to, I don't know if they're worth it or not. That's very easy. You got to have some measures and metrics in place and just go, okay, here's what success looks like. These are the numbers I want you to hit. Let's talk about that up front. But instead of wondering like, oh, can I get someone who's good? I want to go out and find the best. I want the best. When I want a marketer, I don't want to find somebody on the street who likes marketing and is good at social media. And that happens so often. You have a small business that's like, I need someone who's good at marketing. So I found somebody who's good at Instagram and Facebook. That's not marketing. Right. I want to find out who is the very best marketer in my area or in my business, second to none, the top of the top. Okay, they deliver results. I go to them and I ask how much it's going to cost, and the only acceptable answer is going to be, it's going to cost this huge amount of money, but I will make that money for you, either through money saved or dollars earned.
Sure.
And then it's worth every penny, right?
Yep, you're right. Absolutely.
That's what I want. I want the best.
Glad to pay it.
And then you don't have to think about it anymore. So again, I'm rambling at this point of like, you can't be the only person who's good at that thing. Someone's better than you out there. I hope. Maybe. You're great at one area, probably not 3 or 4 or 5.
Right.
So find someone who's so unbelievably good in that thing.
Yeah.
Figure out how to get them. And if they'll be worth every penny. And then you don't have to do it anymore. You just bought yourself time to do the thing that you are great at. And
Well,
I'm
and
sure you'll
that's
make more doing.
that, and that leads me to my next point is the way I alleviated a tremendous amount of chaos in my life is I focused on the things that I wanted to do, that I was good at. And so I will tend to ask our customers, and I ask you folks listening now, what do you enjoy most about the business? For me, I was in a jewelry store, didn't particularly enjoy waiting on customers, but I did enjoy my team waiting on customers and me going around shaking hands and kissing babies, so to speak, but also being a support to my team. I wanted them to hand me the watch battery while they sold them something. I wanted them to have me go get them stuff. I wanted to be that servant to them. That's what I love. That's fun because then you're lifting them up. I'm preaching now, but that's what I love doing most. And I loved the marketing aspect. Particularly, I was writing radio ads and recording radio ads, and we were getting a lot of success the way we were doing it. So I am a good marketer, but I'm an old-fashioned marketer when it comes to the old-fashioned media, so to speak. Anyway, but that's my encouragement to you, and our encouragement is just focus on the things that you really do well. And I know we've covered this before in the podcast, but don't waste time doing the stuff that you don't do and somebody else could do it so much better and cheaper than you.
Yeah. Chaos is created, right?
Right.
Chaos is created, and that calm place, that peaceful place that we talk about here from time to time is also created. And the number one reason we find that jewelry stores, retailers don't make progress to their goals, don't grow, I would say the number one reason is because they don't quit something.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say you are defined more by what you say no to than what you say yes to.
Yeah.
And if you're saying yes to everything and you haven't said no to anything in your business, you're creating chaos.
You are.
Chaos
Definitely.
comes from you saying yes to everything.
Yeah. You asked me last week, you and I were talking about our favorite times in this business. My favorite time in this business was when I'm out walking with Oliver and my wife, and you're playing with your kids, or you're swimming, or you're going out to dinner with your wife. Those are my favorite times in this business. And it's because we've chosen not to try to be everything to everybody. Okay, enough shoulder patting there, Jimmy, but that's an example of that kind of hit home with me last week. I'm like, yeah, we are living what we're preaching. So
yeah, and to help our listeners understand, we're not here to gloat. We're talking about things that we're really, really happy that people have taught us along the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'll share this. This is the flip side of that. So there's the way we got there and continue to try to get there is by knowing what we don't want to be. And I don't have time to get into this exercise we're developing and practicing.
Oh, it was a great one. It was a great one.
Yesterday
tease them. Just tease them.
I'll tease you that yesterday, I think we spoke for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Business planning. And it was all about creating the worst possible scenario we could create. We were coming up with the worst ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And we were giggling and having a great time doing it. And we have this clarity as we do to know all the things we don't want to be.
Yeah.
And don't want to do. And not that the things that we don't want to be and don't want to do aren't good or valuable or we're better than that. It's none of that. It was all about this is who we are. And if we say yes to every opportunity that comes along, then we're just going to get ragged and tired. And you and I, even as recently, we've gone through some periods where this business has kind of haggard us a bit, and we look at each other on these calls and we're like, I just don't have a whole lot of energy on this one. I'm tired.
You take it.
You take it. And we're happy and peaceful when we start going, okay, time to hone in and say no to other things. And we were just talking about a project that we tried about a year ago that went defunct, and we stopped trying it because it was a lot of effort and time and even expense that didn't pay off.
Yeah.
And it would have served a lot of people, but it was not us.
It wasn't. Yeah. Yep.
So quit something. Quit anything. Quit something today that is not growing your people, not growing your profits, and not with any purpose. And then for the things that you're going to back away from that you need to keep around, go find the greatest people in the world in your neighborhood and just get them. And if whatever they charge, it should be worth it. And they should tell you how it's going to be worth it. And you will be very glad that you took advantage of it, because it will free you up to be back in the place of peace, of joy, and genius.
Yeah. And back to Kyle's question that I talked about earlier, if you did that, if you hired that person to do your bookkeeping, to do your inventory entry, to bring your mail to the post office, how quickly could you recover doing what you do best in the business? How quickly could you recover those profits? And I think the answer is pretty darn.
Yeah.
Pretty darn, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, were we helpful to people today?
I sure hope so.
I sure hope so.
Let us know if you have, and let us know you're going to quit this week. By emailing us, Jimmy@trainretail.com, Kyle@trainretail.com. Here on YouTube, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you keep up to date. Hit that little bell so you know when we got new stuff out. And if you're listening to this,
6 people last week shared it with somebody else. So
very nice.
I
There you
figured
go. Well, and to all of our listeners on Apple and your Spotify or wherever you're listening to, make sure you hit subscribe. Stay up to date with all things slow growth business and train retail.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. My name's Kyle.
Adios.
That guy was Jimmy. Goodbye, everybody.
And we're quitting right now.
Bye.
This podcast. We're quitting.
We hope you leave this episode a little better than when you first began. If you'd like more resources to grow your business slow, steady, and consistently, check out our on-demand video catalog at trainretail.com. Or if you have a question or frustration we can help address in your business, write to us about it. We love to help solve big, ugly problems. So hit us up at kyle@trainretail.com or jimmy@trainretail.com. Good luck out there, and we will see you next time.